Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for the fall 2019 commencement of Alabama Agricultural Mechanical University. An excerpt from our alma mater states, "Many thy brave and loyal sons and daughters, sent from thy shrine on Normal's Hill, filled with a zeal for a task well done, anxious thy mandates to fulfill." Our speaker's life and accomplishments are exemplary of a daughter of Alabama A&M who has devoted her life to fulfilling the mandates for task well done. Miranda Bouldin is President and Chief Executive Officer of LogiCore Corporation, a Huntsville-based company that provides systems engineering and technical assistance services to the United States Department of Defense. She has a very impressive biographical sketch that is detailed in your program. But I want to focus on Miranda Bouldin, the AAMU graduate, who is an inspiration to all of us. The person who grew a successful company in spite of challenges related to rearing a family, gender, and race. A visionary who demonstrates that challenges can be turned into opportunities. Miranda Bouldin started a technology services company at the age of 26, working out of her home, juggling the business while raising 3 young daughters. From the meager beginnings in her home, the company has now grown into a multi-million-dollar defense contractor currently housed in a modern facility in Cummins Research Park. She views her role as not only contributing to the defense of our nation, but she believes in giving back to the community. "My long-term objective is to be a philanthropist," said Bouldin, who established a scholarship fund the year after she launched LogiCore. Her charitable nonprofit, Inspire and Achieve, supports STEM programs and initiatives of mental health awareness. She is also a major financial contributor to her alma mater, Alabama A&M University, through serving on advisory boards, funding scholarships, and a major contributor to the recently completed fundraising effort for the video display board, the Jumbotron in Louis Cruz Football Stadium. She's a member of a number of organizations and community groups. She has been the recipient of a number of awards, including the Russell G. Braun Executive Leadership Award of the Chamber of Commerce, the EDPA Emerge Award, and the MBEC Technology Firm of the Year for 2008. Most recently, Ms. Bouldin has produced a new talk show, The Miranda Show, featuring entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, please welcome home one of our own, another testament that with a degree from Alabama Agricultural Mechanical University, you can start here and go anywhere. Ms. Bouldin.
My name is Miranda Bouldin. I'm President and CEO of LogiCore Corporation. We are a defense company supporting the Army. We are a logistics and engineering support company, and we provide support for aviation and missile systems. The company has been in existence since 2002. I started the company as a senior at Alabama A&M University with a major in business administration with a concentration in logistics. My father is military, so I've always had a love for the military. The idea came from one of my professors. He was a military retired teacher, and he was a logistician in the Army, and that just kind of inspired me. And when I graduated, as my senior year in college, I was exposed to another gentleman who was actually working for the government, and he introduced me more into military logistics And so I started a small company and just decided to explore that as my career. When we're granted the opportunity to bid on a contract and provide that support to our customers, we do a great job on that, and then we continue to build on that for the next project. And so each project continues in its own greatness, and that's how you build your company. And that's how we've been able to build our company. And so that's how you get from Alabama A&M, that student in the classroom, to doing that one small project and being good at that and doing a great job, to taking that experience and moving on to the next thing that's a little bit bigger, and then a little bit bigger from there. And then you continue to expand by just doing great work. Today we've grown to over 200 or so employees who support the government throughout the 50 states and OCONUS locations. Excellence is one of the things that we strive on, and so we try to identify talent that's good at what they do, that understands and shares the same passion for the mission that I do. We are certainly being innovative, which is one of the things that we push. We have a great quality management program, and I'm always encouraging our employees to look outside the box. The government relies on us to make great decisions and to make recommendations on things that they could do better. And so my role is just to be that cheerleader for our folks and to always be thinking about how can we make their job, someone else's job, easier. And so when you're thinking along that line, then the innovation will come. What I thought was great 10 years ago, it's not so great today. And so I continually look at how do I do better. And so for me, I don't think you ever really achieve that top level of greatness. And so for me, that's the inspiration to continue to strive.
Good afternoon, college graduates. Welcome to the new world of possibilities. Today we reflect on the moments that got you here. We give thanks to those who taught you, cried with you, cheered with you, stayed up late nights to study with you, and yes, those who prayed for you. Today is a celebration, and we give thanks. You made it, you've made it, you've made it. Give yourselves a round of applause. I consider it a great honor to have been invited to address your class and as you begin your professional journey. And I give all glory and honor to God. Thank you to our esteemed president, Dr. Hugini, for this wonderful opportunity, and special thanks to our Board of Trustees, faculty members, families, friends, and graduates. It is indeed my pleasure to celebrate this moment with you. As I look out at you, I am beaming with pride and anticipation of what you will accomplish when you take on the new challenges in your new career field. You are officially the new workforce, and we need you. The world needs you. Tomorrow is now your today, and you will join me in the workforce. You will be great logisticians, engineers, doctors, lawyers, community and political leaders, and yes, entrepreneurs. You are like an eagle, and you have been prepared to soar. I have a personal connection with this school, not only because they gave me a quality education in the areas of business and logistics, but they also provided me old school nurturing and guidance to a young Miranda who needed patience and encouragement that would later drive me to reach for greater heights. I recall my time on this campus years ago, sitting right where you are, and I would not trade that experience for anything. Because what I have discovered is that when you stop and think about life, what you will find is that there is a lesson in every experience. Our job is to reflect on what that is and learn and grow from it. The lifelong friends that I have made, the professors that pushed me to educational excellence, the faculty and staff that demonstrated sincere interest in preparing me to embrace the challenges of adulthood are priceless. So I'll share with you a little bit about my journey to Alabama A&M University. You see, I grew up in a very poor town in a small city called Moulton, Alabama. And if you know anything about being poor, it tends to be a motivator for vision and change. You tend to want to understand poverty and create a better life for yourself and those around you. Before I enrolled at Alabama A&M, and being new to the Huntsville area, I was working in sales as a salesperson. I enjoyed the challenges of meeting new people and exceeding sales goals. During that time, I met many of the folks that would go on to become my future customers. One day, an Alabama A&M graduate came into the store, and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him that I was working in sales. He said that he was a mathematician, and he actually worked for the Missile Defense Agency, and had I ever thought about working for the government. He goes on to say that I was in a military town in Huntsville and that I should consider Alabama A&M because they had a logistics program. And logistics is critical for all industries, especially within the military. And oh, and by the way, registration closes on Friday. It was Monday. So Tuesday through Thursday, I went to Alabama A&M every day trying to register, and I had some system issues and signature issues. On that Friday, the last day of registration at 5 p.m., I couldn't find the last professor that I needed for the signature to enroll. With my head dropped in frustration and tears in my eyes, I walked away from the third floor, and I hear a voice in the distance that said, "What's wrong, young lady?" I said I wanted to enter school this semester, but I could not find the last professor I needed to sign off on my schedule. And he looked at me and he said, "I'll take care of that. My name is Joe Jackson. I'm the Dean of Logistics. Be in my class on Monday night at 5:30. Little did I know this was the beginning of something very different for my life. When I entered Alabama A&M, I was embraced and nurtured from the moment I stepped on campus. I had the opportunity to work with NASA Kennedy Space Center and Lockheed Martin. It was in these roles that I would be able to see just how a government contractor and a government operated. I was having fun and it was very exciting. The interesting thing here about these two employment opportunities, I was actually selected by the school for these positions and I did not apply for them. But it was after these experiences that I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life. I had an internal thirst for the business world and an entrepreneurial spirit. I took the leap and founded LogiCore Corporation in 2003, getting to the core of business. In my imagination, or should I say in my mind, I wanted to be a NASA and Lockheed Martin supplier of services. And I wanted to combine business, logistics, and entrepreneurship and sell that service. I would go on to meet many people that have become a part of my story, those who would advise me along the way, others that were part of it before I even realized their role in my story. And what I have learned from that is that you don't always just meet people by chance. There's sometimes a purpose. You see, God has a way of directing your steps, putting people in your path, and providing opportunities to prepare you for what He has for you to do in life. We have to find a way to recognize those opportunities and recognize those people. And it is right here at Alabama A&M that I found my purpose. But enough about me. Today is your day, and on your special day, I want you to be encouraged as you leave this alma mater. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what I consider the value of imagination. My story began with imagining a better life for my family and getting an education. Imagination is the beginning of all great things. And there are three key things that I want to share with you today to help you maximize your potential and propel you to future success. The first thing is self-reflection. Self-reflection allows you to visualize where you've been, where you're going, and how to get there. Others will try to define you, but you are the one that determines who you are by reflecting on your values and staying true to who you are. Surround yourself with like-minded people and always positive role models and encouragers. Reflect just where you were 4 short years ago. Despite of how busy your lives may be, it is important to take time and make that mirror moment and reflect on yourself to continually improve. The next thing is resilience. Resilience is about tenacity and faith, and it's difficult. It's difficult to keep going. Rethinking the way you see the setbacks and obstacles and viewing them for opportunities for growth and progress rather than obstacles that impede success. You will experience growth, the most important growth, when you are faced with those difficult challenges and problems. Your resiliency and determination through faith will keep you going and will enable you to meet your goals. So don't lose hope along the journey. If I were to count the number of obstacles that I have faced, the number of closed doors, the number of no's, I would have quit a long time ago. When you fall down, get up early, put a smile on your face, be determined, get your nails done, and get back out there. And lastly, you must have courage. But where do you find courage? You can start with the blocks of preparation and knowledge. Courage doesn't always mean that you aren't afraid. It just means that you can persevere in spite of being afraid. Develop the courage to imagine something new, the courage to act. The courage is often about quiet and determined specific actions each and every day. The courage to move to another state or country, the courage to support a cause that you believe in, the courage to create change. The value of imagination is made clear when it is propelled by reflection, resilience, and courage. Think about our most recent Rosa Parks, President Obama. These are folks that had the courage to make change. So as I prepare to take my seat, I challenge you to imagine a life of greatness. Imagine your voice in support of this great country and in service. This is your story, and graduates of this great school have proved that you can actually start here and go anywhere. I applaud each of you for a job well done. God bless you, and congratulations to the Alabama class of 2019. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bouldin. Would you please join me here at the podium? Would all the members of the Board of Trustees join me as well? We would like to present to you a presidential medallion. Provost Wims is going to read the inscription.
This presidential medallion reads, presented to Miranda Bouldin Frost, an exceptionally talented alumni and entrepreneur, a noted philanthropist, esteemed leader and corporate executive, as well as proven and consistent support of higher education, for her sustained success in systems engineering, for her unparalleled provision of technical assistance to the United States Department of Defense agencies, in due gratitude for her nearly 20-year role as Chief Executive Officer of LogiCore, which she founded in 2002, which has made an impact on the defense industry, for her phenomenal aspirations as demonstrated by her talent as a television host and founder of a foundation, for her recognition among Fortune's top 10 most promising women in business, and in proud commendation of her demonstrated love for and devotion to her alma mater, her church, and her community. Alabama A&M University hereby expresses its gratitude for an inspiring, reflecting, and uplifting message through the presentation of the Presidential Medallion this 6th day of December in the year of 2019 at the spring commencement ceremony held in Braun Center, Huntsville, Alabama. Andrew Eugenie Jr., PhD, President, Mr. Chris Robertson, President, Secretary, Board of Trustees.